Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Renaissance Hotel and Mick and Sydney's wedding reception. Right before I came up here, they asked me to announce that they are expecting for you to have a great time tonight. You're my kind of people. You're the kind of people that are going to come here and help me wear this dance floor out tonight. I want you to know there's a couple bars open, going to be reopening here soon. I want you to hit them early, hit them hard, and but be safe tonight on your way home, please. Whatever we need to do, Uber, DD, room, make it a date night, whatever you need to do. I have a couple thank yous. One is I need to thank Jenny, Matt, and Chris. I want to thank you for raising such a great man. There are so many descriptive words I could use, kind, gentle, smart, funny. I can go on all night about him. I am blessed, Missy and I are blessed to have him as a son-in-law. Thank you. Next, could I have Dawn and Joan Boyer please stand up? Could you guys stand up? So a lot of times you come here and you want to do the anniversary dance. Well, so these are your winners. 75 going on 76 years of marital bliss. And I want to thank you for showing Mick the way. When Mick talks about you, you can see the respect and the love he has in his eyes. He loves you dearly. So thank you very much. Last but not least, I want to thank my bride of 36 years. She is my best friend. She is our family cheerleader. And she is my moral compass. She keeps me on a straight and narrow. Her and Sid and Leanne, our wedding coordinator, were absolutely rock stars. They had everything. No stone was unturned. They absolutely killed it tonight. So this is a tribute to them. So we'll start with Mick and Sid. They met at The Ohio State University. Sid was going to a party looking for someone to go to a dance with, and she was with Olivia, her sorority sister. They go to a pike party, and she's standing there, and she looks across the room, she points, she says, "I want that one." And Olivia said, "You're not going to believe this, but I grew up with that guy. I went to school with that guy. He's a great guy. Let me introduce you to him." So thank you, Olivia. You know, I met Mick a couple times up at OSU. Didn't really get to know him too well because, you know, as your third child, don't get too close too quick because you never know how it's going to end up. So we got to know each other on Sid's 21st birthday in Las Vegas. The whole family went out. Alcohol was flowing a little bit in the morning, and he gave me a hot tip on a basketball game. So I threw a couple $100 down. It hit. It was great. So in the afternoon, alcohol's still flowing. He gives me another tip. So I put a considerable amount of money down. I won't say how much because my wife's sitting right there. And they got destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. And for the rest of the weekend, Mick would not look me in the eye. Mick looked like Stevie Wonder. He's looking at the ceiling. He's looking to the right, looking to the left. I'm like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed. It's not that big of a deal. So we were blessed enough to have Sid and Mick come live with us post-grad for 6 months. As they started their careers, they bought a new house. They were saving for a house. And we got to hear a lot of stuff. So I overheard them negotiating one night. And I was hoping they weren't negotiating what I thought they were negotiating. And they weren't. They were negotiating on who was going to take Zeppelin out for the next P. And this negotiation took like 20 minutes. A lot of tactical thinking. You would have thought two banks were merging the way they went about it. So, but they got through it. It was great. They had the whole next week scheduled out, who was doing what and when and where. So for Sid, if you know Sid, you know she's a very caring, passionate, and fiercely loyal to family and friends. You could be wrong, and she will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, no matter what. I can remember when she was 4 weeks old, I was putting her to bed. I had her head fit in the palm of my hand. I'm giving her a bottle, and I asked her out loud, "Please, sweetheart, never grow up." And she said out loud, "I promise, Daddy, I will never grow up." Well, she grew up, and she grew up to be a beautiful young lady you see before you today. When she was barely big enough to sit in the front seat of the truck, I would take her to dance practice. And she would ask me to turn on Elton John's Tiny Dancer, and she would wrap her entire hand around one finger as we did it, and that was our ritual. So that's the dance we'll be dancing to tonight. Several times as Sid was growing up, she was probably 10 or 11, I just kept hearing from the boys, "Why does she get this? Why does she get that? Why does she get to do this?" Finally, one day I just snapped back and said, "Because I love her more." They never asked the question again. So, Sid played some sports growing up. She played lacrosse, but she didn't like to run. She played soccer. She didn't like to run. So freshman year, she played tennis, and she played for 4 years, got to be a good little tennis player. It was fit her very well. She would run, she'd take a break, run, take a break. It was great. But junior year, she comes home, and she says, "Mom, Dad, I'm gonna do track." And Missy, with her motherly voice, says, "Oh, but honey, you don't like to run." And she says, "No worries, Mom, I'm gonna throw shit." So you might know that when Sid was in high school, she had a tight-knit group of friends. Mercy, Seton, Elder, and they did everything together. And when she went to college, she had some roommate issues, and she was a little lost. She didn't know really where she fit. A lot of phone calls, a lot of tears. Then she met her soul sister, Amanda Scalora. And Amanda was like, "Hey, kid, we're going to hang out together." And after that, we never heard back from her. So we figured it was all good. Back to Mick. For 28 years, I have been preparing for someone to come and ask my blessing for my daughter's hand in marriage. And for 28 years, I decided I'm going to tell this guy the do's and don'ts of marrying Tony Herring's daughter. I was going to read him the riot act. So we get the call. Mick says, "Hey, T," this is how it went. "Hey, T, are you and Mama H going to be home around 5:30? I said, "Yeah, we'll be home." He says, "Well, I got something to show you. I got something to ask you." I said, "Okay." So he comes in. We're sitting at the dining room table. And I told Miss before he got there, I said, "Don't interrupt me. I'm going to read him the riot act." And he came in and talked for about 8 to 10 minutes. And I'll keep that conversation between the three of us. And when we were done, all I could do was stand up with tears in my eyes, walk over, hug him, and tell him I loved him. Because for all you parents out there, you got to understand, you get to pick a lot of things for your kids. You get to pick what clothes they wear, what they eat, what school they go to, maybe what sport they play or what instrument they play. The one thing you can't pick is their spouse. And I'm here to tell you, at 2 o'clock today, Missy and I hit the trifecta. We have 3 beautiful children, and they have 3 beautiful spouses, and we love all 6 of them. So, Miss, would you like to come up here? So, Mick, Sid, we wish you nothing but love, health, and happiness. Cheers.